I don't know how to say this again and again. I know he doesn't like it, but I think Shahid is getting better with age like a fine wine, brother. You're looking in such brilliant shape. You must be happy with looking at that. ना थोड़ा सा वो होता है कि मैंने अपने आप को देख के थोड़ी सी खुशी महसूस हुई.
Well, first of all, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming here. I know a lot of you are going to be traveling later today. It's great to have you guys. कर ले बेटा, कर ले. तोड़ दे सब कुछ. ऐसी पिक्चर बनाई है हमने. And obviously great to see you again, brother.
Yeah,
we go back a long way. We've known each other from college. So before we start doing anything together, we always first reminisce for 10 minutes about the past. He's usually bitching about me.
No.
And I'm defending myself.
Yeah.
But it's great to be here. Bloody Daddy is... I mean, it's something that we planned almost 3 years back. This was pre-COVID. Actually, just when COVID had started, and it was very difficult to make films of a certain size and scale. So me and Ali kind of wanted to make this film, but we were wondering how to make it. But somehow he has a great production team, and we were able to make this film in one go at a time when shooting was very, very difficult. So it's a very cherished film of ours. We worked very hard to make it. We had many challenges that we faced. But the best part is when you see the product and you feel like none of that shows. Ali is a fantastic filmmaker. He understands this genre better than I do. So it's a privilege for me to have him help me in this film. It's my first actioner, and it is designed for OTT. I saw a lot of comments when the teaser came out that, why aren't you putting this out in the theaters? And trust me, we were all tempted. But this is designed for OTT, and it was meant to be for that kind of a platform. And of course, no better platform than Jio. So we're very, very fortunate that this film will be coming out right after IPL, when all the eyeballs are on, Jio Cinema. And can't wait to share the film with you guys. This is the first time we've shown the trailer. I'm so glad it wasn't on a phone and it was on a nice big screen, because that's where, it's fun to see an action film. And I hope people will watch it on the biggest possible TV back home. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm going to keep going on.
I love it, man.
Thank you for coming here, guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. So, I don't know what I should say, but I am just here and happy that Shahid and I collaborated. We've made this film with a lot of love and a lot of heart. So yeah, it's in front of you now, and on 9th of June it will be out streaming for free, which is a very big thing. And thank you everyone at Jio Cinemas, Jyoti Deshpande, who is also the producer, and there are 2 more other producers, Sunir and Gaurav, who are not here. जिन लोगों के पास काम नहीं है वो आज स्टेज पे हैं, जो सब काम कर रहे हैं वो आए नहीं हैं.
Now those millions can come. Yes, they used to come to theaters also. Sometimes they couldn't afford it. Now they can watch this for free. You are going to break records of your own as well. It must really excite you to know that anyone that has the phone that can watch it, because it's free, can watch it, and also all your online following can watch it. So this is really hitting it out of the park.
I think that, a few years back, the people who were open to change kind of recognized that OTT as a digital platform is going to explode, and the accessibility and comfort of that platform cannot be ignored. It is the reality, and it is going to happen. I think we're very fortunate to be in a time where we can divide our energies in 2 separate areas and actually work in 2 separate areas which are very different from each other. I think watching content at home, in the comfort of your house till the time you want, stopping it, having a meal, continuing to watch it, is a very personal and a very enjoyable and a very comfortable experience. And going to a film theater to watch a film is more like an event experience where you want to go out with the family, have a good time, maybe go out for dinner, go to the mall, watch a movie, make a day out of it, and both have their place. So I don't see any, I don't see theater and OTT, I don't see them kind of colliding into each other. I see them coexisting next to each other as 2 very, very good options. And as filmmakers, as actors, as content creators, we now have more avenues to choose from. I think the challenge for all of us now is to understand that how this has, the entire, ecosystem around us has changed. And we need to adapt and know which content we want to take on which platform, or on which, screen size, and that I think is what we all need to work towards. So even though a lot of people wanted this film out to be in theaters. In fact, theater exhibitors called us up and spoke to us about it. But we kind of stuck to what we truly had envisioned for this film, which was creating a film which is a big screen experience for the OTT platform. Because I think that is what is happening internationally. Like if you see a film like Irishman, for example, when Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro and you know that stellar cast, who are actually people who are now in their 60s, 70s and 80s, can recognize that it's time to make that shift as an added option to the fact that you can make movies as well. I think for us younger lot, we better wake up to it. Yeah.
वो जो पैसा देखने की आदत है producers की, how do you handle that?
In fact, glad you spoke about numbers. To set a context, you know, quantifiably, if I were to put a number that actually number of people that who saw Hum Aapke Kaun in 1994 was around 70 million. And then
70 million.
Let's say 7 crore.
7 crore लोग.
और 2017 में बाहुबली को मुझे मेरे ख्याल से 5-5.5 करोड़ लोग ने देखा है. Now, as content creators and as makers, if you are, you know, and if you are talking about a platform जहाँ पे reach आप कह रहे हैं कि 5-6 करोड़ साथ में लोग देख रहे हैं, तो you know इससे बड़ी चीज़ for any filmmaker or any storyteller, it's the biggest high. And when this film started, especially when we were in the offing of the second wave, you know, and all thanks to our tallest partner Jio and Jyoti, who backed this, that they want to make an immersive atmospheric action film for a good-looking star, you know, who needs to be seen in a different avatar, and a guy who's known as a director to do such things. It's the biggest high for them to be able to, you know, sort of communicate this language the way they want to do it, for the scale that has been put in, and for the wider reach that we are targeting. So I think that sort of satiates everybody's...
it's a win-win for everyone.
It's a win-win for everybody.
You know, this is to the both of you. I mean, I love the selection that's come out of yours in the last 3 years. Yeah, got a Jersey come out, you got a Kabir Singh come out. It's incredible. It's allowed you to do whatever you want to do as a performer. People have appreciated it. For you, sir, you are the king of large. Let's make everything very, very large. And it's not just explosions. Here also, even the look of it, the scale is so international. It's slick. It's good looking. You know, and he mentioned that part. He's a good-looking boy. He always has been a good-looking boy. Now you have a good-looking boy.
I've never had two men in the gap of 1 minute call me good-looking like that. It's very... I'm loving it. Thank you.
You keep that jawline up, brother. We'll have to do this for many, many years. But, you know, he's a good-looking boy. You've got... the star is there. There's a responsibility. You're used to it. But is there extra pressure to make it even more slick, and that H word, Hollywood-ish, hona chahiye because it's online?
See, you know, one thing that I have realized over a period of time is that, you know, with time, content is evolving. Okay, so you have to have the pulse of the time, which is very, very important. The production value, the slickness, everything originates from the story that you want to say. It does not mean कि अगर आप OTT platform पे आ रहे हो तो आप कम budget के बनाओगे, या you know it should not look how a film on a big screen look. Actually, it becomes an added responsibility as a maker that the content you bring on an OTT platform needs to look more international, I would say, because your viewership is more international. Yeah. And the idea is that it needs to have a reason to come onto an OTT platform. See, we are talking about numbers, box office collections. What's very important is that post-COVID content changed. That is a realization that you need to have as a maker, as a creative person. There needs to be a content which now you will make for an OTT platform, and you will put in the same energy, you will put in the same budget, you will put in the same craft. And when you do it for a big screen, you will do exactly the same thing, but you will find a reason why this person who's spending that hard-earned money, which we call our audience, will come to a big screen to watch a film like that. So
but just a question, have you done something differently when you say that I started at inception to make it for OTT? Kuch alag kiya?
Yes. See, the thing is that Indian audience is very, very simple. There is a certain language that the film has, and I'm not only talking about the language जो हम बोलते हैं, It is a cinematic language. Now to create that language for a platform is different, and to create it for a theater where people will buy tickets and come is very different. In this film, it's primarily dealing with drugs. There is gore, there is blood, there is certain language that people is speaking in, and that was very important because that is what that thing grounds those characters in that world. You know, अगर मैं उसके साथ टैम्पर करता फिर I would not be honest with the content, with the script, and I would have sold myself कि चलो थिएटर में आते हैं. तो शाहिद and I were very very clear कि इस पिक्चर को हम clearly एक OTT प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए बनाते हैं, and let's go 100% realistic on it.
Was there a large thought process that is gone in, because आप बड़ा carefully map करते हो. I know as an actor also आप picky भी हो, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, mapping चलती है. यहाँ पे एक्शन गन्स के साथ सिर्फ नहीं है, बहुत सारी और चीज़ें हैं. सो वाज देयर अ मैसिव शिफ्ट अपने दिमाग में ऑल्सो सेइंग दैट यार मुझे ना अगर करना है तो एक दिमाग में टर्मिनेटर होता है, आर्नल्ड श्वार्ज़नेगर, सिल्वेस्टर स्टैलोन है, यू नो बहुत सारे लोग हैं ऐसे. तो डिड यू हैव समथिंग इन योर हेड व्हेन यू वर सेइंग दैट आई नीड दिस काइंड ऑफ विजन?
सो मैंने अपने आप को अली की गोदी में डाल दिया था. आई सेड यार तू ये एक्शन बड़े सालों से कर रहा है, एंड ऑल योर एक्टर्स लुक डैम हॉट डूइंग एक्शन, मेरे को अच्छा दिखा देना. So, you know, that whole credit goes to Ali. I think he understands how to bring action that is, like he said, cinematic. It's gritty. It's not, you know, it's not like a amusement park के उसके अंदर एक, you know, एक कोई उड़ रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है. Of course, that also works, and there is place for that. But what really excites me is when the action feels very raw, and when it feels like it's happening, and the way that it's being shot, it feels like you're in the middle of it, and you're kind of, you know, it becomes really nice and edgy and sexy. So I think that's what he also wanted to do, and it's also a very interesting combination as a subject of a very characters emotion driven. That's why it's a titular part, because you know the character is central in the way the story is told, but the ambience and the world that he is a part of, and the stylization of the action and the treatment, you know, so those two things need to go hand in hand in a subject like this. And I really must say that Ali really brought his A game onto this film. We were shooting in very challenging circumstances, and Himanshu right here had to do all the spade work, all the back end work, you know, so really a big round of applause for you, Himanshu. You really made this happen. And I think Ali has a great partner in Himanshu, and they work beautifully together. But just the way he put the whole thing together, it made it very comfortable for me. I think Ali and me have known each other for many, many years. You know, he was actually, hadn't debuted as a filmmaker when we kind of worked together. So I've seen him in those days as well. You know, he was waiting to make a movie, and I could see that he has so much ambition and desire and sometimes frustration that, you know, why can't I make a film that I really feel is going to work in today's time. And I feel so proud of him to see how he has come all these years, and now he's, you know, he's married, he has a beautiful family, a beautiful you know, home, and you know, he has a little baby now, and that all that has happened in the last year and a half. So I feel like we are kind of in and around from the same time. I think I'm just a couple of years kind of senior to him, if I can say so. But so I just feel like we were both in a space where we could collaborate. Our energies matched really well. I think he's also thinking long term. He's become a man, he's settled, he wants to work a certain way. He doesn't want to compromise on the kind of work that he does. He says, मैं नहीं करूँगा picture. नहीं मैं करूँगा ही नहीं इसका ऐसे सब. He so I love that about him, you know, that he doesn't want to compromise. It doesn't matter what kind of film we are making, he wants to give it his best, and he's very alive on the film set. You know, I'm used to doing these films which are very performance oriented. Of course, this is also, but then this has a lot of other things happening as well, right? You can't just put the camera and then expect the actor to act. So you know, on the first couple of days, I realized I'm not top priority on the set. You know, so he has this guy called Bablu, okay, who is his twin. Okay, he is on Steadicam.
Oh,
and
Bablu.
we couldn't have done this film without Bablu. If you guys don't know Bablu, go check him out. He's a rager.
And he used to be an action star earlier, action boy.
I realized I'm the second hero of the film because Ali was not interested in what I was doing till Bablu got what he was doing right. After Bablu and Ali were happy, they'd look at me and say, "नहीं ठीक है आप जाओ, आप break लो, आप नाश्ता कर लो," you know. But it was a great experience working with Ali, and this is my first action film, and I couldn't have asked for anybody better to do it with, because I don't think I would have looked this good or been able to do it this well without the kind of experience and understanding that Ali has. And so I'm very fortunate that I got to debut in action, which is a very different genre, very different genre. It needs to be, especially when you're on set, the way things happen is very different from most other genres. There's too much happening on an action set, and he made me feel very relaxed and comfortable.
Because he has a great understanding of movement, dance, for him everything was very easy to adapt into. And my action directors and most of the team which has shot action is all international, and when they looked at him and when he used to come for the rehearsal, they used to be like, wow, he knows his beats, he understands, he has a process of understanding. And 99% of the action that you see in the film is real, hand to hand, and he's done it all. That's a different thing, that he lost a lot of weight doing the film because action really trains you.
नहीं यार, it's damn difficult. 1.5-2 दिन में. And also this is a film we shot very fast.
Yes.
If you know how many days we shot this film, you'll fall down. Only this guy, I don't know how he did it. We have shot this film in 36 days.
What?
36 days we have shot this film.
Because this is the only way we could make the film.
Because he didn't want to compromise on the scale of the film, so he just cut down the number of days. And that's why he's saying that it was intense.
In India, the quality of movies, and especially action-related movies now, they are very much compared to Hollywood movies as well. And because of that, the amount of authenticity which Indian movies bring in action, it gets overshadowed. So do you think a film like Bloody Daddy can bridge that gap and, you know, bring out that potential in the Indian movies when it comes to action genre?
देखिए, फर्स्टली तो मैं कोई ऐसे टॉल क्लेम्स कि हमारी फिल्म कुछ रीडिफाइन कर देंगे, आई थिंक वो अच्छा नहीं लगता. हमने अपनी तरफ से पूरी मेहनत की है. जैसे अली ने कहा कि दिस इज़ मेड फॉर एन ऑडियंस जो ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. OTT गेट्स कंज्यूम्ड एवरीवेयर साइमल्टेनियसली. तो ऑफकोर्स उनके माइंड में ये होगा, बट आई थिंक अली का एक्शन यूजुअली बहुत ही ग्रिटी और बहुत ही एजी और न्यू एज होता है. इसमें बिकॉज हम एक सर्टन जॉनर की फिल्म बना रहे हैं, वी हैव गॉन मोर towards real, but उस real के अंदर अली का फ्लेवर तड़का आते रहता है. And actually that's what makes it very enjoyable कि on one hand ऐसा भी है कि आपको लगता है ये actually हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं लगता अरे यार ये सिर्फ फिल्मों में हो रहा है, but उसका जो एक adrenaline rush मिलता है, जो एक मज़ा आता है कि अरे यार मज़ा आ गया. I think इस फिल्म में उन्होंने उसको combine करने की कोशिश की है, and I think that is a very big USP for the way the action. That's why ज़्यादातर सवाल जो आ रहे हैं वो इसकी slickness के बारे में या इसके एक्शन के बारे में ही आ रहे हैं, because it's I think a very different kind of looking film. It has a very fresh kind of visual grammar, cinematic grammar. और एक्शन ग्रिटी मुझे भी पर्सनली पसंद है. अगर एक्शन में इमोशन ना हो, अगर एक्शन के अंदर फीलिंग नहीं आए कि कैरेक्टर घुसा हुआ है उस सिचुएशन में, तो मज़ा भी नहीं आता. So we've tried our best, and I think Indian films are getting better and better and better. और जो हिंदी फिल्म दे सकती है ना, वो हॉलीवुड फिल्म नहीं दे सकती. शायद हम थोड़ा सा भूल गए कुछ टाइम से, लेकिन वो आएगा. अच्छी फिल्में आएंगी तो वो फीलिंग वापस आएगी. हम हिंदुस्तानी हैं, हमें बाहर जाके चाइनीज़ खाना और ये सब अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन घर आके जो अपना घर का खाना है दाल मखनी जो होती है ना, वो दाल मखनी होती है, उसका जो मसाला होता है, उसका मसाले का टेस्ट ना वो बाहर कहीं मिलता नहीं है. तो हो सकता है बेहतर फिल्में बनाने का टाइम आ गया है, लेकिन इस फिल्म में वो सब मिलेगा.
देखिए, I always say that the quantification of numbers is the love that you get for your product. प्यार से बड़ी कोई चीज़ नहीं है, और वो आपके प्रोडक्ट को जब मिलता है आपको पता चल जाता है, चाहे वो बॉक्स ऑफिस हो चाहे वो OTT हो. एज हिमांशु सेट, जो सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है जो लोगों को अब समझनी चाहिए वो ये है, जो मैंने पहले भी बोला, कि हम प्रोजेक्ट नहीं बनाते, हम फिल्में बनाते हैं. और फिल्म की सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी चीज़ होती है उसकी स्क्रिप्ट, उसकी कहानी. अब वो कहानी डिसाइड करेगी कि ये फिल्म OTT पे आनी चाहिए या थिएटर में आनी चाहिए. ठीक है. और 90% कन्फ्यूजन ही यहाँ हो रहा है कि अब जब हम सर्टन फिल्में बना रहे हैं और वो बॉक्स ऑफिस पे बड़ा बिजनेस नहीं कर रही, तो हम ना फिल्म मेकर्स को क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं और वो कह रहे हैं कि यार ये पिक्चरें फ्लॉप हो रही हैं. पिक्चरें फ्लॉप नहीं हो रही, क्या वो कहानी सही जगह पर आई या नहीं आई. एज आई सेड, कोविड ने सब कुछ बदल दिया है, हर इंडस्ट्री को बदल दिया है. हम एंटरटेनमेंट इज़ एन इंडस्ट्री, तो हमें अपने दिमाग के साथ एक सलाहियत से एक डिसीजन लेना पड़ेगा कि एक कहानी है, क्या उसकी 100% जस्टिफिकेशन एक OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पे होगी जो एक पर्सनल व्यूइंग प्लेटफॉर्म है. व्हेन आई से OTT, आप अपनी फैमिली के साथ नहीं देखते. OTT आप अपने फ़ोन पे देखते हैं, अपने iPad पे देखते हैं या अपने TV पे देखते हैं जब आप अकेले होते हैं. और कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है कि आपको पसंद हो, आपके भाई को पसंद ना हो, आपकी वाइफ को पसंद ना हो, आपके पेरेंट्स को पसंद ना हो, उनको कुछ और OTT पे पसंद आ रहा हो. सो ये एक पूरा एक साइंस है, उस साइंस को आपको अडेप्ट करना पड़ेगा और फिर उस हिसाब से कहानियाँ कहनी पड़ेंगी। एंड द नंबर्स विल गिव यू द वैलिडेशन कि वो काम लोगों को पसंद आया या नहीं आया। इट्स नेवर क्वान्टिफाइड कि 100 करोड़ क्लब में आई, 200 करोड़ क्लब में आई, 300 करोड़ क्लब में आई। दैट्स नॉट द वैलिडेशन ऑफ सक्सेस एनी मोर व्हेन इट कम्स टू OTT।
शायद जी आपके किरदार ने बताया कि हर रात की एक कहानी होती है, और बात तो सही है कि हर रात की एक कहानी होती है।
अभी तो अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में मत जाना,
नहीं,
ओके, TMI हो जाएगा।
तो आपके रात की ऐसी कोई कहानी है जो आपके लिए मेमोरेबल है?
मुझे पता था बेटा, खर्राटों वाली कहानी है, सुनोगे?
हाँ जी बिल्कुल।
खर्राटों वाली।
ऐसे कोई ब्लडी डैडी की कोई कहानी है रात की?
तू अपनी बता दे, यू आर डाइंग टू टेल अस। तेरे मन में है कुछ कि मैंने किया था ना उस रात, वो सबको बता देता हूँ मैं आज।
चलो यही रैप करते हैं।